Hi all, I'm Professor Tina Good, and this video is to welcome you to ENG 102 Introduction to Literature. I'm very much looking forward to working with you in this fully online class. I've selected several texts for us to consider that I hope you enjoy. And the purpose of these texts and our approach to them is not only to develop our writing skills and our analytical skills, but it is my hope that also by studying these texts, that you can develop um, more appreciation for literature, if not out and out enjoyment of it, as well as maybe thinking a little bit more about the empathy that we have for others and ourselves, and for those who may have experiences different from our own. So, this is, as I said, a fully online class. And so I don't want the technology to get in the way of us having, this experience with literature. So this video is going to take you through how to navigate Brightspace. Brightspace is the platform that Suffolk Community College uses for all of its online courses. Okay. So I have several videos posted and in the email that I sent to you as to how to access Brightspace through the student portal. So I'm going to take you right to the page that I have set up already for us. Now, I know many of you may have used Brightspace, and I know that professors set up courses differently on Brightspace. So this is how I set it up. And even if this isn't your exact course, I set up all of my courses pretty much the same way. And so you'll be able to use this video to help you navigate those, how to use Brightspace. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and bring up our website on Brightspace. Okay, so you should see in front of you the home page for Intro to Literature course, and you'll look here and it has work to do. It's got a little calendar, kind of reminds you of things you have coming up that are due. Over here will be the announcements that I send out to you every week, letting you know reminders and whatnot. And then down here is also a calendar. Now, these are all very helpful things, right? This gives you an idea of the month. This gives you an idea of a couple weeks. But don't just go on what's on this homepage as to what is due, okay? You do need to go into the learning modules to get a full and complete list. So don't just rely on this, although these things, of course, are helpful in that they flag you. Don't forget to turn in a quiz. Don't forget to turn in a discussion or something like that. Okay? Now, when I'm giving you directions, I'm going to call this the top toolbar, okay? And the top toolbar is our links to, the content of the course, the assignments of the course, our discussions, quizzes. You can also go here to look at your grades that you're getting in the course so far. So this is a very useful toolbar. And the guts of the course are going to be here under content, okay? So when you click on content, you'll see over here that you have a left toolbar, okay? This is what I'm going to call the left toolbar. So once you get into content, the left toolbar is how you're going to navigate the entire course, okay? So you'll notice that Brightspace kind of uses a nesting feature. So here are all the categories that we're going to be looking at. But if I click on, let's say, course information, you're going to see the several categories that are nested underneath course information. Okay. And then if you click on, let me see if I can find, yeah, let me go down to class requirements. If we click on class requirements, you're going to see even more nesting, right, of additional categories under class requirements. So that's kind of how it's set up. This is where we find all of our folders, which will be listed here. And then when we click on it, it will take us to the files within those folders. Okay, so if I click on syllabus, I'm sorry, that doesn't seem to be loaded, so I'll make sure that that is visible to you. Let me click on course information. Okay. And you're going to see here any emails that I sent out to you prior to the semester will be posted here as files. Okay. You have your course description, learning outcomes, all those kinds of things that I have taken directly from the syllabus, which is a Microsoft Word document that I post for you. Okay. But all of that syllabus from the Microsoft Word document is parsed out under course information and the learning modules. Okay. So if we scroll down, right, look over here. Okay. Right now, okay, we're in course information. See, course description, learning outcomes, right? These are the files. Now, if I go down to here and I click on required text, right, it's going to take me to the folder of required text, which will then give me the file. And this gives you all of the information you need. Okay. So this is the text that you'll be using. Let me stop sharing the screen just for a second so I can show you them. Okay, so these are the two books that you're going to need to buy. Okay, one is called Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. It looks like this. It is available in the Ammerman bookstore. I do think it's available on Amazon as well, right? And this is the novel we'll be reading. We're going to be reading this fairly quickly, so you do want to get this right away. And then this is the play that we're reading called I and You by Lauren Gunderson. Okay, and so that's what those look like. You do want to get those right away. Um, you don't want to wait like, oh, okay, we're not reading the play for a little while, so maybe I'll hold off buying that. The bookstore will send these books back after a couple of weeks, and so you won't be able to get them from the bookstore if you wait too long. So I encourage you to get them now. And even if you think like, oh, I'll just get it on Amazon, I've had it, that's going to come in a couple of days. I've had students where they order it and it's out of stock, and then they find themselves in trouble because they can't take the quizzes, which, must be submitted on time. So don't wait to get your books. They're not terribly expensive. I realize you might have to wait for another paycheck, but do get them right away, okay, so that you don't run into any problems with the class. All right, let me go back to sharing my screen then, back to the Brightspace site. Okay, we're going to go back to course information. Okay, and if we scroll down on course information, we're going to see the online course information, right? So we click on that, and we're going to see all of the many things that I want you to make sure you know because it is an online class. All right. So my office hours are here. Listen, I do teach face to face, so I will be in my office on the Emmerman campus um, during the day on Monday through Thursday. So here's my office hours there if you want to come and actually meet with me face to face. But generally, I'm sure with the way you're going to be reaching out to me is through email. And so you're going to see that I am generally checking email all the time on Mondays and Wednesdays between 10 and 5. So if you email me during those times, you're going to have a pretty quick return. Now, that doesn't mean you can't email me anytime because you can. You just might have to wait a little longer for a response from me. Okay. With regard to emails, and there's a space or later on, but I might as well just cover it here about emails. Do not use, you'll see up here that Brightspace has an email and an instant message function. Do not use that. I will not be responding to any emails sent through Brightspace. You must use your SUNY Suffolk email in order to email me. I cannot respond to emails sent to me from personal email accounts. And because the Brightspace email is so confusing, Things get lost all of the time that I just will not respond to them. Okay, so only email me using your Suffolk account. Okay, you can email me anytime, as I said, but I do not check emails on Sundays. So, you know, don't try to send me an email and expect a response right away on Sunday. If you have an emergency for, a Monday assignment, and you email me on Sunday, I'm probably not going to get back to you. Okay. So do try to think ahead a little bit in case you do need to contact me. Okay. So going back to online course information, then we scroll down. Here's all the Brightspace information. Okay, what I want to show you here is that there is an app that you can use. It's not mandatory, but students like it because they can set up notifications so that they can get pinged when they have an assignment coming due, when I've updated the grades, things like that. Sometimes you can even submit your quizzes and whatnot using this app. And so if you decide to download this app, then this is what the icon looks like. Okay, and you're going to want to get, it's called Pulse app, but it's the D2L Pulse app. You will need your Suffolk ID and password to set that up if you haven't done so already. So it's not, as I said, mandatory, but it is something that students very much like, and it does help them keep on track and not miss important due dates. Okay, I've already spoken to you about email. Obviously, the technology, this is an online class, so you do have to have regular and reliable access to a computer. The Pulse app and the phones are not going to be enough. Um, and to the internet. Okay, that's super important in order to be successful in the class. You do need softwares, okay? Now, Brightspace is a little fickle, okay? It really prefers PC and the MS Office 365 MS platforms and softwares. I'm not saying you can't use the other ones, but it may glitch, okay? It is particularly not friendly to Apple products, so you might find some glitching. I strongly recommend that you use MS Word. You do have free access to it through the student portal on Office 365. You have access to MS Word, PowerPoint, your email, all those MS products. Um, Now, and then the browsers you want to use are more likely than not, you're going to want to stick to Google Chrome or Firefox. Okay, it is not always friendly to Safari. So again, if you're using Apple products and you find that your documents are not loading, change your browser to one of the more friendly browsers to get that to upload. If you are not using MS Word, if you are using Google Docs or something like that, you must convert it to a PDF. Brightspace will not read any other document besides MS Word and PDF. So it won't give me access to pages or anything else. So just remember to do that. Um, I don't want you to spend hours and hours trying to figure out how to upload a document, right? If it's not uploading and you're having trouble, I don't want you to go through too much frustration getting that document uploaded. I've had a lot of experience working with students trying to figure out glitches, and so email me and we'll try to get that figured out rather than you spending hours trying to figure out the glitch, okay? Um, One thing that I do make available to you, right, is sometimes maybe emails are not enough and you can't come by my office. We can set up one-to-one Zoom sessions. So we can actually meet face to face. We can look on Brightspace. We can, actually have a conversation about an assignment, if we need to really talk through something rather than just doing it through email or Brightspace. Okay? All right. So let me move on then to the class requirements. Again, this is all still under course information and it is all still posted on the syllabus. Okay. And so you'll see that the guts of this is going to be in learning modules. You are going to have writing responses and essays, right? There will be quizzes. Quizzes are open book, right? And they are not timed. You cannot, for your writing responses, for your quizzes, or for your discussions, use Google, any AI platforms, or you know, any other source where you're looking to get some literary analysis, right? Listen, I don't expect you to know everything about everything. So if there's a cultural or historical reference that you need to look up, that's fine. You can look that up. I'm considering that common knowledge, okay? But when it comes to literary analysis of the text, you will have to do your own literary analysis, okay? You cannot use any of the AI platforms. I do use Turnitin, and so it does reveal to me when that is being used. So don't use that. But listen, the big reason why I don't want you to use that is because I don't want you to cheat yourself out of, developing these skill sets of knowledge and learning how to access literature in interesting ways, right? So this is, you're taking this course. I want you to get the most out of it. I want you to enjoy it. Is it going to be easy? No, but that's okay, right? That's okay. But if you surrender your education and developing these skills to AI, right, then you're never going to get those basic skills. So it's really important that you claim your own education and not surrender it to these AI platforms. Okay? Um, the discussions we will have discussions regularly, and so those we will also find on the learning modules. Okay, so if I come back now and I go to extra credit, yes, I do allow for extra credit. You can do one extra credit per week. What does that look like? So it looks like you could read a novel that we're not doing in class, or a short story that we're not doing in class, or a poem that we're not doing in class, and you can write a one-page response to it. A play we're not doing in class. You could go to a play, any play, right, and write a one-page response to it. You could go to a museum that's featuring, things from any literature. You could go to a lecture, and I'll let you know when that's happening on campus. Um, sorry. You can find many movies that are streaming that are based on books or short stories, and so you could simply watch a movie and write a one-page response to it. Okay. Now listen, my grading of extra credit um, is based on the level engagement that you had to do in order to do the activity, right? And the quality of the response. So if you go to a play, that takes a lot more, engagement and effort than it does to, sit on your couch and watch a Netflix movie, right? So, you'll get more points for the play than you would for a next Netflix movie, but you still get points. Um, Yes, I said that you can do one a week. That does not mean you can do 15 at the end of the semester, right? So if you don't do one the first week, then that's done. You've missed that week. And so you just have to go on to the next week. Where do you submit it? You submit it here under assignments. On the top toolbar, click on assignments. And you see here, there's extra credit response. So you click on extra credit response. And then you submit it just like any other assignment, right? You're going to type it up on another file, add your file here, and submit it. Now, what do I want you to do for a one-page response? Well, as your skills develop through the class, I'm going to want you to get more analytical in your response. Maybe take a look at a character or a plot point or a setting or, something. a conflict, something in it. But if you start doing them right away, just give me your reaction. Like, did you respond to a particular character in a certain way? Did something surprise you, and why do you think it surprised you? Do not give me a plot summary. And again, do not use ChatGPT or any AI platform. And that includes not using any grammar checks. Okay, all grammar checks now are AI generated. And even if you're using, like, say you're using MS Word, that's not the online version. The algorithm it's using for the grammar check is still in line with the AI platform. And so Turnitin is going to flag your essay. If you use any grammar checks, it's going to flag your essay as AI generated. Okay. It does not tell me that it's the grammar that's being flagged. It just tells me that it's AI generated. Okay. So you are going to have to do your own grammar checks. Now, listen, don't overstress. I do want you to do college level writing. But I am more looking at your content than I am at your grammar. Okay. So better to have a flawed grammar than to get flagged as AI generated. Okay. All right. So coming back then, going back to the content, going back down, you have my grading policy, you have the course policies. I went over the big ones already with regard to AI, college policies, right? And then coming down to course content. Now, the course content section is kind of a redundant section. I have almost all of these links posted in the learning modules as well, okay? But let's say you want to write about a story and you don't remember which week that was in. Right, you can come to course content and click on literary texts, and all of the literary texts are posted here, all the links, right? Oh, I didn't tell you that. So, in addition to these books, we'll be doing some short stories and poems, but you don't have to buy an anthology for that. Okay, I'm giving you links on Brightspace to everything else besides these two books, okay? Links to the lecture videos, links to Brightspace videos, how to use Brightspace, links to articles, and even some links to some writing process videos that you might find useful, okay? So everything here is also spread out through the learning modules, okay? So I'm going to skip over the Getting Started module and go to learning module number 1, right? And so if we go there, we're on week 2. And if you click on this, you'll see that the learning modules are pretty much one-step shopping. So this is what's going to be due for week 2, right? And everything is here for week 2. So if you click on assignments and activities, right, here is the complete list. Okay, so you'll see I have read theme for English B, watch these videos, here's a quiz, here's a discussion. Okay, so come back and you look under here, and here's the literary text, theme for English B. Okay, gives you a link. There's the poem. Okay. Okay, so we go back. Sorry. It's doing that. Here we go. Come back to week 2. You saw that there was an assignment due, okay? And here is the link to the assignment. Okay, there it is. I also give you a video for how to submit an assignment, right? But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to type up the assignment following the instructions here and hit submit. Now, another way to find this is just simply go to the top toolbar and click on assignments, and there's the link there, right? So there's links in 2 places. Coming back into week 2. Okay. There's a link to the discussion that I want you to do, okay? But again, just like with assignments and quizzes, you can go right up here into discussions and it will give you the full information about the discussion and how to participate in it. Come back here. Go back to week 2. Any videos I want you to watch, I have all the links right here. Okay? Some of them are required, some of them are recommended, right? So here's all the links to the videos, and here's the links to the quizzes. Okay? Okay. Again, the quizzes, you can also find them here under the top toolbar. Okay, so you see how the learning modules work? You can find everything you need for that week in that one spot, but there's also other ways of accessing those links. Okay, so hopefully this helps you see how my class is set up. Already you can see there's things due right away. It's an abbreviated week, so I want you to, start an icebreaker discussion and start getting familiar with the syllabus by taking that quiz. But if you have any questions, especially early on, right, with Brightspace, or if you don't understand what's required, be sure to send me an email using your Suffolk email, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. Okay, I'm looking forward to having meeting you and reading your work and reading your discussions and experiencing this literature with you. I hope you're having a great summer, and I will see you all again next week.